Welcome to The Trend. I'm Rebecca Granet. Well, it is the day that Connor Franta has been waiting for. He is an entrepreneur, an internet sensation, and now the New York Times best-selling author is releasing his new book today. It is called Note to Self. Here it is, and here he is,
Hello.
Connor Franta.
How are you? That
I'm
intro,
good.
though.
Are you feeling it?
I am. That was
good.
great. So
Woo.
many words, buzzwords.
Well,
awesome.
it's so true, right? I want to start, Connor, with talking about, you know, you could call this a book, but in so many ways, it's a work of art.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
I appreciate that.
So for so many people, the book is out today. For so many people who are going to be picking this up for the first time, what they may not know is that there's photography, there's poetry,
Yep.
there's this beautiful cover.
Yep.
So I wanted, like, what went into this process of conceptualizing a book in this way?
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of look at my projects in a very 360 way. So as much as obviously the words are very important in books, they're what make them books. But I definitely look at all elements of it: placement on the page, typography, cover. To be honest, a lot goes into a cover that I picked, the last book and this book. So I really approach it in a way that you eat with your eyes first. So hopefully I can kind of bring people in with an attractive cover, and then hopefully the words will be even better.
What is the meaning behind this? Is there a meaning behind it, or was it just
Behind
aesthetically
this, or
behind the cover?
I mean, I guess that there's a million different metaphors that you could, like a beautiful rose behind a cracked piece of glass. And I think in a way it relates to a lot of the words on the inside. You know, like, I'm a delicate rose, but I've been broken.
No,
Kidding.
but it's
No, but like there's a lot of kind of like angsty, sad stories in there, and poetry. A lot of the poetry is very sad, but just because it's a collection of notes to myself that I somehow was convinced that I should publish to the world over the past 18 months. Half of it was written without the intention of it being a book. And then once I realized I had so much material, I was like, I should really like continue what I'm doing, but then consider making it into a book.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of which, a lot of what when you read this, a lot of what you're realizing, which is what you just said, is that these are collections of feelings that you had in the moment. So this wasn't like retrospectively. You're going home, you're writing it. You're like in the moment having these feelings. I wonder what kind of courage it takes to say, okay, I'm ready to sort of lay this out for the whole world to read and see.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't think a lot of writers get that blessing of writing it as it's happening, and it's very, a lot of, like you said, a lot of the words are written in the heat of the moment, so they're very raw and real and almost heightened at times. So when I look back at it, I'm like, whoa, I was very angsty that day, or I was very sad, or I was very happy, or I was very nostalgic. So it is interesting to see the emotion in its rawest form in a strange way. But yeah, it's also very hard to look back and be like, oof, do I really want to publish this to the world? But then I remember that that's life. It's a roller coaster of heightened and of heights, lows, everything. So I just kind of wanted to publish something that was real.
Yeah, it is super real.
It's not perfect, but it's real.
No, that's exactly, who is perfect, right?
Go,
So it's showing every side or many sides of you.
Definitely.
You said 2016 is the year, quote, the year of discovering me.
Yes.
And I want to talk about the dedication at the beginning of this book. You just wrote simply, for me.
Yeah, the book was for me.
Why do that?
I just initially, it literally was for me. There were notes to myself. They weren't for anybody else. So I continued that thought process of writing it for me. Like all the words were written in as like a sense of, it was very therapeutic writing for me. So, and it was a way to get kind of these thoughts out of my head and onto paper. And like that's kind of how I found myself stopping to feel a negative emotion or remembering a happy emotion was just by putting it on paper. So everything was done for me. I was like, there's no one really else to dedicate it to. This book was 100% just for myself.
And how does it feel now? Was it, did it help you to discover yourself more
Definitely.
in the writing process?
It definitely did. And it was like I said, like a very different year for me. But the writing process helped me kind of flesh it out and really dive deeper into, I think, the experiences than I would have if I just experienced them and tried to push them back into the back of my mind versus having to actually fully face them.
Well, you say that it was for you, but you do give a lot of advice sort of in this book, or sort of takeaway, take home messages for people who
Yeah.
are reading it, which I think can be very helpful. One of the things you talk about is the power of a compliment, the power of a positive word, changing your day or your outlook on life or whatever the case may be. And with you being such an internet sensation, we said it right at the beginning of the interview. What is it, what would you, if you had to give a message to your fans who are experiencing the negative side on social media, the bullying, what would you say to them?
I mean, I would tell them to initially, if you want social media to be more positive, definitely preach positivity and put more positive words out into the world. I believe in karma in that sense, that put good out, get good back. Uh, and I don't know, I feel like people are, the people who are being incredibly negative on social media are just really negative people, and I think they're deep. There's deeper sadness if you're venting constantly on social media, but you're not really doing anything in your life. I've never met someone that's like incredibly negative on social media, but also really successful and a good person in real life. So just try and remember that, I guess, when you get constant negativity on social media. It's just some sad person, frankly. But as for like the whole compliment chapter, that was something I really fully began. I think it's because I became more confident in myself over the last year that it is oddly a bold thing to do, to be like, I really like your tassels coming from your pants,
Yeah,
and like but
well,
to tell
thank
some,
you.
I do. I was like eyeing them. I was like, I love those.
Thank you.
It's a bold thing I think to do sometimes, that people are like, oh, I won't do it, out of fear that it's, I don't know, that your compliment will be taken a wrong way or rejected or in some way, or I don't know, just people I don't feel like interact in those strange random acts of kindness with strangers.
The strange strangers
Yeah,
act of kindness.
it's yeah, the amount of times I think things like that are, and I just never say them, is it's pretty frequent. So I've kind of adopted that habit
Yeah,
because I think it's a good habit
it's
to
a
have.
great habit. It makes
Yeah.
people happy.
Yeah,
What could
totally.
be better,
And
right?
it's quick.
Yeah, it's
And it's
quick and
yeah.
it's give a smile, get a smile, right?
Yeah.
One of the
Truly.
one of the chapters which I think really stood out to me, something that I think will be very helpful for people, is you sort of give, and you mentioned that you're not necessarily a mental health professional, but you do give counsel on how to handle a bout of depression,
Yeah.
which I thought was super helpful. Do you feel, because you have so many followers on so many different platforms, millions upon millions, a social responsibility to put out helpful information for them, or to sort of be a helping hand for them?
I think I also adopted that as of the recent like year or two of my life, that I just realized I had such a large platform and I had such a large community of people who really did look to me, yeah, like, I guess look to me for advice in a way. So I did feel a responsibility kind of creeping up on me that I needed to do that. But also, it kind of comes naturally to me. I mean, I'm in the business of authenticity, so it only makes sense that I authentically tell them what I guess has helped me or how I get over something, and not saying that it'll necessarily work for them or telling them what to do. I really don't try to tell people that I guess how to live their life, and that was kind of a goal for this book, is like I can tell you how I experienced it and maybe that'll help you, but it's by no means a quick fix or the right way. There's kind of no right way to get through mental slumps or to get through hard times,
Yeah.
but I can share with them my experience, and hopefully it becomes relatable and less taboo, or there's less stigmas attached to it if you talk about it more.
Talking about it, getting it out in the open.
Exactly, yeah.
Absolutely. One thing, Connor, that I find so interesting about you is when you discuss social media and the internet. It's so paradoxical in so many ways. So on the one hand, you say you're a private person,
Yeah.
and then yet you share so much. How do you balance sort of being connected in the public sphere and then also the private connections that you have?
Yeah, it's hard. It's become, I mean, I've been doing social media related, it's been a part of my life for 6 years. So I was like, it hasn't been a business or like my job for 6 years, but it's been a part of my life for 6 years. So you just kind of like anything, figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And for me, it was always, I had to have a healthy balance of putting stuff out there and keeping stuff to myself. But also have a healthy balance of not thinking about it so much. Because if you're thinking about it constantly of like, should I put this online? I shouldn't put this online. Then it does become your 24/7, and it kind of messes with your mind a little bit. But yeah, I usually draw the lines on like when I'm with friends, and if I'm like hanging out with friends, half the time if I record anyone doing something stupid, either I'll ask them, or just like the next day I'll post it to somewhere, or I won't post it at all, frankly, or I'll put my phone on silent at dinners with friends. When I'm home with my family, I pretty much never post anything about that when I'm home or when I'm going home or anything like that. I don't know. I just like have drawn the line for certain things like that that I don't think people necessarily need to know about.
Yeah, you found sort of a balance, which is kind
Totally.
of
And
cool.
it's different for everyone. Some people like they daily vlog their entire lives and they love that. I
Yeah.
commend them on being able to share every aspect of their life, but
You just want
I
break.
found that I need some time just to myself.
Yeah. This, you are embarking on a book tour as well, which I'm told is pretty innovative.
Trying to be, yeah.
Give me a little bit on what people could expect if they come to this sort of traveling art exhibit book tour that you're doing.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm doing a traditional book tour for the first 9 cities. I'm just going to bookstores and signing books and meeting people who come to the stores. But then we want to do something a little bit different for the next 18 cities after those 9 cities. It's going to be a walk through an art installation, go to a keynote discussion about the book, fun but also serious, so it'll be kind of mixed in, and then there'll be a meet and greet afterwards.
Oh, how
But
fun.
the installation, I really wanted to use the book as a catalyst and kind of bring it to life. So we bought a semi truck and we turned it into a moving installation. So you'll walk into the semi truck and there'll be 3 different rooms that you go through, and it's almost like you're walking through the book visually, emotionally. Sometimes there's scents in the rooms. There's different temperatures.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
How
it's a
artistic.
real experience.
A true experience.
Truly, yeah. And
how
I
fun.
wanted to do something different.
Yeah, different. Hey, that sounds pretty fantastic to me. So with that, we're going to go to the 10 for 10 challenge, which I know you're ready for.
Oh yes, I'm great at rapid fire.
We said it's Twitter-esque, so we'll get it together. And 10 questions, 10 seconds for each. We won't go crazy if we don't hold you to it. Okay.
At least it's not 10 questions in like 10 seconds
In 10
or
seconds,
something.
right.
I'd be like, red, blue, yeah.
Well, then there'd be pressure on me because I'd have to read them real fast.
This is true.
This is how we
might be
work it
impossible.
out here. All right, are you ready? Here we go. Your favorite social media platform?
Instagram. I love photography. Done.
Of course you do. The form of well, this might actually be the same answer. The form of self-expression that most appeals to you, so long-form writing, poetry, photography, et cetera,
Yeah,
et cetera.
it's probably photography, but it's also like poetry I really enjoy, but it's probably photography.
Okay. The best thing you've gotten to do as a result of your fame?
Connect with so many people on a global relation. Just people
friends.
across the world. Yeah.
Your biggest inspiration?
Currently, we're gonna say currently it's RuPaul. I love RuPaul.
Your ideal first date?
I like simple things, so maybe just like dinner and a movie, but like chill, like a really relaxed restaurant.
Chill.
Yeah,
What
and
kind
like
of a movie?
I love horror, but also I love horror, but like that's probably not a fun first date. So maybe like just like not a rom-com.
I mean, maybe
comedy.
if you're scared and then you guys
I
kind of like
I
grab each other.
love horror films. Oh, so
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something new okay, there you go, horror films. If you could change or add one thing to social media, what would it be?
Change or add one thing to social media. Ooh.
I'll take a second on this one.
Yeah, that one's tough. I mean,
maybe something that would service your needs better.
I know, and I'm trying to think because they've really been good at adding. I was gonna be like photo albums on Instagram. They pretty much just did that.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I don't know. They really have added everything. I guess
everything?
I don't. Yeah.
How about like?
I guess I like I like
filters.
filtering options. So I guess like categories of people I can look at. But I think you can do that already.
Maybe more filters, different filters.
Yeah, let's add more to the Instagram edit capabilities.
All right, Instagram, you heard it here.
I don't know for that one.
All right. You have a ton of fans, so we had fans write in. One question is from @BlushingLove. She says, considering your book, Note to Self, is filled with honest and private thoughts, what kind of feedback are you expecting from people?
I'm nervous. I had like a moment yesterday where I was like, I can't believe this is being put out into the world. What have I done? People are going to read it. I always have that moment of like, people are going to read this. That's so weird. So yeah, I mean, I guess I hope I get I hope it's such a buzzword, but I hope people find it relatable in some way, even if they don't relate to exactly the experience I went through. Maybe they relate to the emotions I felt.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely
Connection.
relatable.
Yeah.
Connection. That's what a lot of what you do is about, right? So
True.
it makes sense. You're also involved in the music industry.
Mm.
What's a song you're really feeling right now?
Oh boy. What have I been listening to? The new Gaga is really great. The Cure, she just released, and then oh my God, I love the new Kendrick album too. DNA is really, really dope. Humble's great. The music video he did for Humble is amazing.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
A weird array. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I know. That's, I was like, oh,
Kendrick
okay.
Lamar. I
It's
don't
okay.
know.
I listen to all types, so I'm with you on that. Your favorite, I know you love coffee, your favorite coffee drink or I'll be easy on you, or your favorite flavored coffee treat. So anything coffee-ish that you love.
I mean, like, I'm really boring when it comes to coffee. I just like black coffee or coffee with almond milk.
Okay.
So I'm really,
That's my favorite coffee.
yeah, like it's just plain and simple. But like a medium roast, coffee flavored treat. I mean, like I like coffee cake.
Coffee cakes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love
I'm a coffee
cake.
ice cream person. So
Oh,
that's
I do love coffee. Oh,
See, I know.
God, I love that.
That was like my birthday cake when I was 5. It was
Yes.
a coffee flavored ice cream.
Oh my God.
Right? And I was very sophisticated.
Getting into it, yeah,
Yes.
really.
I was like
With
ready to go.
You had one of these chalices too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We were all ready. All right, your last one. You did so well.
Oh, thank you.
In the spirit of the main theme of your book, which is getting in touch with yourself,
Yes.
how will you reward yourself and celebrate the release of the book today?
Today, probably just dinner and drinks with the team that made it possible. I guess today, yeah.
Yeah, dinner.
I was like in a little bit probably a vacation.
Yeah, really?
Maybe not now, but like in maybe like a month or a couple weeks, I would love to go.
Ooh.
Just
Any
somewhere
thoughts
remote.
on where?
Somewhere with a beach.
The beach.
Somewhere with a beach.
Yeah, that's my type of vacation. You are totally right
Yep.
on that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, just save your team the horror movie. Just keep that for separate. just dinner. Just dinner.
I can't wait for it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I love it.
Not our
Oh,
movie.
it's so good. So good.
I'll let you watch it and you can review and let me know.
I'm there.
Well, Connor, note to self, we're going to remind everybody it's available today in hardcover, in ebook, in audiobook. It's all over the place. He's also on a book tour, which you can also see. He'll be in Tribeca tonight at the Barnes & Noble there. Yeah. So go to ConnorFrantaBooks.com to check out all the information that you need. And Connor, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.